to Spin&Bros podcast.
Let's get into it, guys. Do you have your poker heads on? Are you feeling like prepared for poker?
100%.
Beldarian's reaction. Is he frozen or is he?
1 second. I accidentally closed Discord.
I watch poker.
I accidentally closed Discord, and
This is the kind of high energy podcast that people are waiting for, Beldarian.
Perfect.
Okay,
Perfect.
are we ready to go, guys?
I'm here. I'm seeing.
Okay,
the hands.
I'm actually going to try not to remember whose hands are which, but let's just go ahead and play this. All right, so we start this hand around 14 and a half, 13 and a half big blinds effective. We have Queen 10 of spades in the small blind, and we are blind v blind. And there is a min raise to 2 big blinds. So far, so good, right, guys? Seems pretty standard. I think min raising off this stack is good. Anything 14 big blinds or less, the min raise is quite frequent, right?
Yeah, I think GTO is also like 100% probably min raising here.
Yeah, and call. And the board comes 3, 4, deuce, 2 hearts. Small blind checks. I think probably you can do a fair amount of betting on these textures, right? I mean, your opponent shouldn't have as much 2, 3, 4 when they've called a min raise at this point, right? As played, it goes check, check. On the turn is the Jack of Diamonds. I guess we are going to do some checking and some betting here. We do decide to start betting. I think having the queen in particular, we're blocking queen jack. Having the 10, we're blocking 10 jack. Those are probably somewhat more likely combinations to call pre-flop as well. So there's some merit to this. And then the call. I remember this hand. Now, this was specifically me on stream. If you guys want to watch this one, I think this will end up being a clip. The one note that I have here on the turn is that when I bet the turn, it was an instantaneous call, instantaneous snap call in the kind of way where you go, you were not interested in the flop in any way, shape, or form. And as soon as you turn top pair, now you can't wait to call. You're not thinking about raising. You're not doing anything else. And on the river, it was a 4, which is obviously a massive brick. And also, you'd imagine a lot of the 4X combos probably just betting the flop here most of the time, right? So feeling good about this spot. On stream, I go, guys, I think that this guy has a draw. That's the only reason why he's snap calling this turn. Any reasonable human being would go, I have Jack 10, I've just turned top pair, I have Queen Jack, whatever it was. And they would slow down, they would do something else. So I decide that I am going to trap with Queen High. So I check the river,
Nice.
and my opponent absolutely insta-rips it all in here.
Yeah, nice.
And I give a speech, blah, 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 and I make the call. And
He called for 9-7 suited, right? 5-7. yeah, nice. Well played, man. I like that. I really, really like it. That's sweet.
So the question is, guys, genius or fish?
Genius.
Genius. Cito, where's your blackboard?
Come on, Cito.
Sorry.
Oh, my God. I'm not going to bother writing genius because it was my hand after all.
Maybe we should change it, Nick. Instead of like genius, instead of genius, we should just like move it to like goat or fish. It's 4 letters each. Easy
Or just
to write
G.
then, right?
He's just
None of us
G.
can spell genius.
If we could have like a little like
What's wrong?
a little card that is a picture of a goat and then a little card that's a picture of a
Yeah,
fish.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
But yeah, look, like I mean, like it definitely was
get those from the kids as well.
Yeah, exactly. This hand was definitely one of those sort of like live read situations for sure to a certain degree. I mean, obviously, just like theoretically on this turn, he's going to have a lot of misdraws. Like the diamonds are there, the hearts are there, what I thought was interesting as well was the fact that 5-7 doesn't want to bet the flop. I honestly don't know. Just going back to the flop play though, guys. Like, do you think we're probably just supposed to be betting this board like quite big?
I actually think like people.
It was an unknown player, which obviously changes things
Yeah.
quite a lot. It wasn't a reg.
Yeah, like I think GTO wise, it's a high actually like in a race pot. This is like a high c-bet frequency board. In a limp pot, this is like you check a lot, right? Because exactly how you said it, like how many 4x's, 3x's, and deuce x's does he has? He still has quite a lot because like against the min race, he should still call like queen deuce off and stuff, right? But
Sure.
he's folding like 9 deuce off, 8 deuce off, 8 3 off, and these kind of hands. So he has less 3x and deuce x. So the less pair combinations you have, the more you should you can see bet as a preferred progressor. However, against the fish, I actually like it. Main reason is because you don't get folds. If they have 2 overcards, they simply call, right? Especially when you use a small sizing. I think people just don't fold. And the good thing is also that fish under float bet here massively, right? So if they just have 2 random cards, overcards, they usually just check back, and then you can go for a delay. So yeah, I think I like how you played it actually against the fish.
My question is actually like after you bet in the turn, like on a brick, not a paired brick, what was your plan? Like on a 9, for example. Like were you planning to bluff
if
this?
it comes to 9 on the turn, you mean?
On the river.
Yeah, it's a really good question. In all honesty, everything about this hand, I think is everything about this hand I think is quite good. But the turn bet is actually where maybe watching it back, I'm going.
Yeah, like 2 big blinds doesn't really rep anything, right?
No,
if you have a jack, you probably size it up.
It honestly
or
doesn't.
like
Yeah. Like the bit that I want to flex to you guys on the podcast is the Queen High Hero call, but actually on the turn I'm looking at it and I was like, that's I think probably in my mind I was thinking along the lines of, well, I'm blocking Jack 10, I'm blocking Queen Jack. He didn't bet the flop, so I don't feel like he interacts with this board too much. But now probably I want to get value from hearts and diamonds. Having said that, people never miss a bet with hearts on this board, right? You always have 2 overcards in the hearts, and people hate checking those in position, right? So you can start to sort of convince yourself of things that you're trying to get value from, but a lot of it's kind of gone as soon as they don't bet the flop. But having said that, I thought 5-7 would have bet flop for sure. Like it just feels like a very natural.
Yeah.
Once you check, like your opponent's like, oh, I'm like up and down and improving to a 7 straight. And like, my opponent checks, so he must have ace king. They always put you on ace king or something, right? So I don't know. It's a good question. And actually now watching it back, I thought this was going to be more of a flex, but the turn bet actually makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. I guess the idea for me was to bet turn and then reassess river, honestly, like kind of in the same way we did. So in one way, the turn bet kind of sort of makes sense to me, but also probably I think is better as a check. But then also, once we've bet the turn and we have the information based on like the way that he reacted, I guess the best way to play the hand was to trap check Queen High and make it a hero call. So, yeah.
The thing is if you're targeting like diamonds, hearts, or whatever, draws on the turn, then checking to give him free equity doesn't make a massive amount of sense, right? Like considering if we assume we're ahead, like if you think that's his range. So like if I bet turn, I'd probably bet slightly bigger myself, maybe like 75%.
Well,
and
right,
just,
yeah.
like, check river just to target those ranges.
And like Beldarian is saying, like if the idea is that you feel like they're not like they don't have something on the flop, right? Because they didn't bet. They don't have the jack as often because we're blocking that, but we want to get value from the draws. Then obviously sizing up would make more sense anyway, right? Because if they're calling too,
I don't like sizing up on a turn at all, to be honest. Okay. I think it's the worst thing you can do here. Like because what do you really want to accomplish, right? Because like if you are betting 3 into 4. And he has a jack, you're just losing more, right? And it's no value bet. It's not that you are value betting the Queen 10. So you are basically, I don't know what you are doing. You are basically just making a delay bet, right?
Yeah.
Like because like there's no sense in like it's kind of weird. It's a kind of weird situation, right? Because you don't really want to bluff anything, and there's nothing better that's folding, right? There are a couple of worse hands that are calling, but it's still no value bet, right?
Yeah.
So if this is the case, what we are basically doing is just simply a delay bet because we know it's profitable, right? Without any particular reason. And then we don't need to size up.
Right. I think probably my preferred line is just to check turn completely. But like it's or just some fancy like 1BB or something, right? Because then it might actually get like a value bet or so. Like, but I think like just betting 2 big blinds just because we know it's profitable. Because Dada is saying, they fold like 60%, and you just fold out random hands and you make your life easier. Sure,
why not? So
I mean, it's the good thing about playing against recreational. Like you can do whatever you want. Like, it's not a big mistake. So it's not like when we say we are not repping anything, it means that the guy understand the logics and understand the boards, the ranges, etc. But if it's a recreational, then do whatever you think is best. You will not be like you will not show up with your range.
Yeah.
So I think it's fine actually, like the bet.
Anyway, the important part is I'm a genius on the river. That's the takeaway from this.
I like the river.
Yeah, that's what.
No, this was a cute one, and in future, guys, as well. I'm going to start ramping up my social media more, and I'm trying to clip more of these things. So these are some of the fun ones that we have. Yeah. This is that's weird that it says that actually.
The thing is, it's like the turn bet which gets you his river stack, right? Because if you check turn and then you play the river and you check again, he's very, very less incentivized to now jam his whole stack into 4 big blinds. So whilst the turn bet with Queen High maybe doesn't make like the most sense, it's actually what gets you the value in this hand.
Yeah,
that would be real genius if you bet the turn with the plan to check on the river just because then he starts bluffing. That would be super genius.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, like you said, you don't expect 5x to check back flop, right? So probably you also don't expect 6x to check back flop without having anything additional to that, right?
Sure.
If this is the case, then does he really have many bluffs?
Yeah, this is what I'm getting at is on the flop. It feels like most fives that interact with this board, or most fives that because they do interact with this board, they would obviously just go ahead and start piling more in or something. But I don't know. Yeah, it was so much more a feeling of the speed of the call at the turn that I think really like changed my mind or like really made me super confident. But yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess the 6 is a little bit more different. I think people react more aggressively with a 5 here than with a 6. Like, a lot of people not recognizing that if they have like 6, 7 and we have like ace king, they actually have a lot of equity, right? People see the up and down and they're like, whoa, this is a big draw. But they're like, oh, my friends told me a gut shot is like not a very good straight draw. So, and they're kind of like discounting the fact that they have 2 overcards as well. So, like I would anticipate more like 6, 7 of diamonds or like 6, 9 of diamonds or something like that. Than I would 5x with the missed flush draw,
That's like a meme, isn't it? Like you missed an opportunity there, Nick. Isn't there like a 6-7 meme? I don't really understand what it means, but I've seen it everywhere. It's like 6. Yeah, that's
I don't understand it as well. Like we are too old for this, right? Like my kids are coming from school saying something like 6-7, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
You're only as old as you feel, mate. Don't put me in that box. Don't discourage. I'm still a young punk on the streets. All right, so.
Actually, like there's one thing that we can take away here, right? So like if you have experience, and we all have, like we're playing for years, right? Then sometimes you just have this intuition, right? So you bet, and even though it didn't make any sense, you end up in a situation, and then you just feel it, right? Something was off, like this small timing tell, etc.
Yeah,
and it's telling you that. And we should trust it, right? We should trust our gut feeling, especially when we have this experience.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you think, I have to call here my range and blah blah, and if you just feel like he's never fucking bluffing, right? So he's like a hat, just fold.
Yeah.
Right? So
Amen.
I think that's important.
Wise words. All right, cool. So confirmed genius. That's 1 point for Nick, and let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, so pocket jacks here. Okay, yeah, this was another one of mine, guys, and let's go through it. So we start exactly the first hand of the game, so in a 15 big blind game, excuse me. So blind v blind, pocket jacks, and we start with a raise, I assume. 2.5 big blind seems pretty good. This seems pretty GTO-y. And our opponent calls. The board comes king, 10, deuce. So on the flop, we decide that we are going to check. I do think that probably there is some betting here as well. Like jacks is obviously a very strong hand. I think against the unknown player, this was a complete unknown. Their ranges are kind of going to be all over the place here. They're probably going to end up having a much wider range than they're supposed to. On the non-flushing version of king 10 deuce, obviously where there's fewer combinations we get value from in the draw department, I thought the check was like a better sort of trap basically anyway. So our opponent's bets half pot here. We are concerned about some King X. It's probably worth noting that some of the King X is going to be all in pre-flop here. Not all of it, but King Queen, maybe some King Jacks and stuff like that. Maybe Ace King for sure. So as played, they bet half pot, and we decide that we're going to check call. Seems pretty standard. And on the turn, the ace falls. Now, this was in a clip as well that I haven't posted yet, but I say on the turn, like, look, if he has a king, he's got to be scared of the ace. The ace is going to be a scare card for a lot of the sort of reasonable hands that he has here. Queen Jack is also a reasonable combo for him to have, but when we have jacks, it's obviously very difficult for them to have the nut straight. And on the turn, they just rip in 10 big blinds here, and it just starts to feel like I'm trying to understand what you have.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. There's something. This. I think we might have spoke about this during the last podcast a bit, but it's one of these funny spots where like your opponent can be representing like a very valid hand, and then on the turn they represent a very valid hand, and then on the river like the whole context and the entire like texture changes, and they're like, oh no, I have a flush draw. I have a flush now. Yeah. I was just kidding. Like I've got ace king. I've got two pair on the turn. I have a flush. And on the turn, they're starting to say, yeah, I have king 5 of spades or something, or like, whatever, not spades in this case, but you know what I mean? Like I have king 5 of diamonds here. Like, why would you just be ripping into a spot where it just feels like I have a lot of ace X? Anyway, I make the call, and my opponent has pocket 4s, and they river a 4.
Oh my God. That's nice.
So genius or fish, guys? What do we think?
From you?
Well, I guess from me. Write down your answers and let me know what you think.
I'm going to give you both the genius, to be fair, because I actually think that like you made a great call, Nick, right? And you played it exactly the same. Like, no, but he played it also like the thing with I'm assuming recreationals, right, is they can actually put a lot of pressure in certain scenarios, right, and actually make our life difficult. And I actually think he played it pretty well himself. But yeah, I think. Yeah, well, you think pretty well.
You think he played it pretty well himself when he should have been all in pre-flop? What are you talking about?
Not like pretty well as in like a standard pretty well, right? But an awkward. I wouldn't want to play too much against this guy, right? Like he'd be like an awkward player to play against.
I mean,
he has heart. He has
a lot of heart. Yes, I mean, look, I wrote fish because in my line of work as a commentator, we all know. It's fine to be right theoretically, but whoever wins the hand played the hand best, and I think he owned me, guys. He owned me. He owned me. I got the money on the turn.
You should have known. You should have known.
So, what do you think for a recreational? Is it like for him doing this? Is he like value betting or bluffing?
I think he's value betting.
if we would know that, right? Like,
I think so too.
I think he's value betting.
Against Nick's like Jack Deuce that he shouldn't have opened pre-flop or something, right? Like I think he's down.
It's a value jam if you know it's coming, boys. That's always
the most important thing though, Nick, is that he jams turn and doesn't jam river, right? Because you're still calling exactly the same time, but calling on the river is a lot more painful than calling on the turn, right?
No, I mean, like, if as Spin and Go players, our graph and our chip EV is so sacred, right? I'm just glad that he gave me the EV before he fucked me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you can fuck me, but like, like allow me the chip EV, please.
Yeah.
Worst thing would be he's betting 9 big blinds. And
then one on the river.
You have 1 big blind on the river, there's the 4.
The most annoying thing is, like, if he bets half pot on the turn, I'm looking, because this was on stream, like I said, I'll be like, guys, he has no hand here. Like, we're calling to trap him. We want him to bluff. And then on the river, he's like, 4 big blinds. And you're like, yeah, cool. Got him. So, yes, in a way, he did me a kindness. Like, you can take my money, just don't take my EV, right?
Yeah. Leave my chips alone. Yeah, nice.
Okay. I don't think there's much more to add. I think that's a good one. Let's carry on.